So not that anybody would have noticed, because let's face it, I'm not exactly rolling in recurring viewers, but I have been missing in action for a little while. I wanted to take a step back and just rethink the type of content that I make, if you can even call it that. And while I do enjoy the content that I have made in the past, especially calling out some of the more ridiculous moments in gaming culture, it did start to feel a little bit repetitive. Making my 100th video titled "This is why insert topic is woke" is just not something that is fun for me anymore. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going back from any of my previous opinions or looking down on anyone who enjoys that type of content. I do think it is important to call out bad actors in the gaming world, and I am grateful for the audience that came along for the ride when I started doing just that. Jumping from an average of 10 viewers to 1,000 has been incredible, but now I do want to just switch a little bit of gears, and I want to lean more into gaming news and deep dives themselves. And I know it's not exactly flashy, and I'm probably going to lose a chunk of my audience, but I do feel, at least for now, it is the right move for me. And since I didn't post for the entire month of April, I figured that my first video back should just be a quick recap of everything that we have missed, and with that, let's get into it. Now, up first is a big one, and that is the Nintendo Switch 2, as it is officially on its way, launching globally on June 5th, 2025. Now, pre-orders went live on April 24th, and as expected, chaos immediately ensued. Now, due to the major demand, obviously major retailers couldn't keep up, and there was a lot of crashes. Now, here is currently what we do know about the brand new console. The base price is going to be $449.99. There is also going to be a bundle that includes Mario Kart World, and that is going to set you back $499 USD, and it is going to include a digital copy of the game that is going to save you up to $50. Now, some key features to also take into consideration is that it will have a 7.9-inch 1080p HDR display, 256 GB of expandable storage, and upgraded Joy-Con controllers that is designed to fix the infamous drift issues. It will also have backwards compatibility, which means that most of your old Switch games is also going to work on the brand new console. Now, the announcement trailer did rack up 20 million views in just 3 days, but not everybody is happy with the console. Some feel that the design is just too similar to the original, and then there is also some concerns about the Joy-Cons and whether or not that whole drift issue is still going to linger. And then obviously there was also a very big discussion regarding the price, with many feeling that it is simply too expensive. Not only the base consoles, but also the games that is now going to set you back at least $80, and in some cases even $90. Now, with that, there is also some enthusiasm with the release. The announcement of the Switch 2 is generating at least a certain amount of excitement among fans. The reveal trailer, as I've mentioned, has 20 million views in 3 days, and that surpassed the engagement levels of previous consoles like the PlayStation 4 and even the PlayStation 5 combined. And fans, as always, are praising the console for a number of things. As I've mentioned, backwards compatibility has always been a massive selling point for consoles, and although it has now become kind of a standard, at least with the Xbox Series X and S, it is still nice when they include that type of features in any type of new console that is coming out. Now, the new announcement for Mario Kart World is another thing that is adding a lot of anticipation for the brand new console. But regardless of that, as I've mentioned, the reception has still been overwhelming. Pre-orders went live a couple of weeks ago, and major retailers like Target and Best Buy and Walmart are all experiencing crashes and technical issues. Now granted, most of that is due to bots trying to buy up everything in order to sell it again, but regardless, the hype for the console is definitely there. In Japan alone, over 2.2 million lottery applications was submitted by customers, all of them eager to purchase the console. Now when it comes to hardware capabilities, there are some that is a little bit skeptical that this console will not have the ability to play some upcoming AAA games like GTA 6, questioning whether or not this upgrade is actually sufficient for a next generation gaming console. However, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter whether or not the Nintendo Switch 2 is capable of playing big AAA games. At the end of the day, nobody is buying the Switch 2 to play a massive AAA game. Nobody is going out and purchasing a Nintendo Switch because they want to play the latest Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto. In most cases, people already have another console or a gaming PC for those type of titles. Anybody that is buying a Nintendo Switch is buying it for the first party games alone, so I really don't see that being a massive problem. But in summary, the Nintendo Switch 2 is igniting both enthusiasm and critical discussion within the gaming community, but only time will tell how this console will ultimately do. Now I'll also briefly touch on Mario Kart World, which is set to exclusively launch on the Nintendo Switch 2 on June 5th, 2025, making it the first new entry into the series in over a decade. Now this new installment will introduce significant innovations, including an expansive open world design, enhanced multiplayer capabilities, and novel gameplay mechanics. Now departing from the traditional circuit-based tracks, Mario Kart World will offer an interconnected world map where players can seamlessly transition between diverse regions. Now this design supports various gameplay modes, including the Grand Prix races, knockout tours, and also free roam exploration. There is also going to be dynamic weather conditions and a day-night cycle, which is just going to add further depth to the racing experience. Now for the first time in the franchise, up to 24 players can compete in online races, doubling the previous maximum. The game also supports local split screen play for up to 4 players, and there is also going to be new features like game chat and also webcam interaction in order to enrich the social interaction during races. Now Mario Kart World also introduces a few new mechanics. There's things like vehicle takeover, where players can commandeer rival cars mid-race, adding more strategic depth. There is also wall riding, where courses now include sections where riders can drive along the walls, introducing new racing dynamics. There is also going to be charge jump, and this is a new move that allows players to build up energy for a powerful leap that is useful for shortcuts and also evading obstacles. And then there is also a rewind feature, and this mechanic lets players briefly reverse time to recover from mistakes and also avoid hazards. Now the game also offers a variety of modes, as I previously made reference to. There is the Grand Prix mode, the knockout tour, the battle mode, and also free roam. As stated, the standard edition is $80 and it will be available from major retailers, or you can buy it in a bundle along with the Nintendo Switch 2 for $499. Then I also quickly just want to switch gears. As we know, GTA 6 is on its way, but it is still interesting to see just how popular Grand Theft Auto 5 still is after all these years. GTA 5 maintained its position as the most watched game on Twitch in 2024, which is a remarkable feat considering the original release was over a decade ago. Now the game amassed over 1.4 billion watch hours and over 25.8 million hour streams, accounting for approximately 9% of Twitch total gaming viewership for the year. Now there is a number of reasons for this. A significant driver of GTA 5's sustained success is the dynamic role-playing community community on Twitch. Platforms like 5M have enabled players to engage in an immersive RP experience, creating diverse narratives ranging from law enforcement simulations to criminal enterprises. Now, these RP servers have not only attracted a dedicated player base, but it has also become a staple in the Twitch streaming community. Now, Rockstar has also consistently supported GTA Online with substantial updates. For instance, the 2024 winter update titled Agents of Sabotage introduced new areas, vehicles, gameplay mechanics, and all of that has managed to keep the player base, at least to a certain point, still coming back and playing the game. Now, the announcement and the teaser of GTA 6 has also reignited interest in the franchise. Many people that is excited and waiting for GTA 6 will go back and relive GTA 5 in order to just refresh their memories before inevitably jumping into the next title, even though the games don't follow on one another. Now, also just to give you some perspective as to how impressive the GTA 5 number still is, League of Legends in 2024 had 1.19 billion watch hours, Valorant had 804 million watch hours, Fortnite had 559 million, and Call of Duty 451 million. And despite those impressive figures, GTA still dominates all of them. In conclusion, GTA 5 still remains a massive title for Rockstar, as many fans are eagerly waiting the upcoming release of GTA 6. Then Hasbro Inc. experienced a significant stock rally after raising its 2025 revenue forecast for the Wizard of the Coast digital gaming division, which does include brands like Magic the Gathering. Now, the first quarter revenue saw 17% to 887.1 million, driven by a 46% revenue increase in its gaming unit. Now, Wizards of the Coast segment has a significant contributing factor when it comes to Hasbro's growth. Now, the growth is attributed to the success of Magic the Gathering, which crossed 1 billion in revenue in 2022 and is continuing to grow and still perform very strongly to this day. Now, Hasbro also projects a 5 to 7% revenue increase for Wizards of the Coast segment in 2025, driven by the upcoming Magic the Gathering release that is including collaborations with Final Fantasy, Spider-Man, and also many other unannounced sets. Now, the company is also expanding its digital and direct-to-customer platforms, aiming to reach over 50 million accounts by 2027. Now, all of this did also give a very positive stock performance. The earnings report states that Hasbro stock rose 14.6% to close to $60.57, outperforming competitors and also making the third consecutive day of gains. Overall, things are looking good for Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast, and it will be interesting to see what this company does moving forward.